All right. Hello and good morning. Let's see. Where were we at? So we were refactoring our app to the latest version of the State Machine API, where we talked about... oh, did I deploy a new version? Oh yeah, the type fetcher thingy. That's true. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's move to latest version. Where we talked about like the outside world being this frantic thing where events popping up all the time. And what a state machine does is basically take control of that. So you kind of push all your outside world events through a state machine, and then that state machine is configured to how to deal with these events based on its current state. So we were just refactoring, I think. And yeah, as I mentioned last time, we weren't able to continue because of our type fetching service. Yeah, there's actually still no update on that. I brought it up again. And yeah, you know what? I'm just going to book a session. Let's see. And this is what I'm going to do today. Let's see. It's the first thing I want to do. Meeting about type fetcher. Like, it's insane. I've been talking about this for so long now, but it's just because it's so easy to fix it by just cleaning it up manually. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason. Anyways, okay, I think we should just continue refactoring, and then let's see, send notification added. Shouldn't this require text? Yeah, that's weird. Why doesn't it require a string? Yeah, rx1 string. Why isn't it complaining? That's weird. Yeah, I have to check that. Text. Because if I pass in a number here, it will complain. Yeah, that's weird. But it made the second argument optional for some reason. That's weird. Anyways, so we want to go to edit, and then we want to see if... Oh, I think we're missing some... Send returns... Oh, or undefined. I fixed that. Maybe I didn't push it. Sorry about that if that's the case. Oh, I was supposed to close all my things this morning. I'm going back to my like closing everything, especially on Monday morning. Just close everything on the computer and then get like a fresh start. Let's see, what the hell have I been doing here? Yeah, return instance from send. Maybe I forgot the typing. By the way, my little side project, done a ton of work on that this weekend. No, this should be... That's weird. That's weird. This is supposed to return the state machine, but not this undefined thing. That's weird. Let's try to save and refresh to just make sure we have the latest typing. Yeah, it's like it's really coming together. I'm going to show it again to a colleague at Codesandbox today. And then I basically need to make a list of like what do I need to do before I show it. And it's very little actually. So I'm super excited to show that. Let's see. What about now? Where were we? Added. Does it still say undefined? That's so weird. we have to look into the state of this thing. Let's see. Maybe I can go here. State machine. Okay. Yeah. There's no undefined here. Why does it say undefined? That's so weird. Returns or undefined? How is that possible? There's no typing supporting that. Calling send, blah blah blah. Type. Yeah, this is just yeah, sorry, here's the return type. It returns a state machine. It doesn't return or undefined. How's that possible? Is it because it's being chained? Like, because this is optional? No, that can't be. Okay, I'm insanely confused here now. Notification, oops. Send, blah, blah, blah. It sends. This is the argument. Blah, blah, blah. Or this is the, oh, come on. This is the other argument. And then it says or undefined. Because if I do this, what the hell is happening here? But I am doing this. There it works. There it works. No, is it because I'm doing this? Are you kidding me? Oh, god damn it. Are you freaking kidding me? That makes absolutely no sense. This must be a bug in TypeScript. Of course, if I'm able to point to this and the send method actually returns app, of course app is there. Oh, come on. So if I do this, or I do, this sucks. This really sucks. If I run this now if it suddenly works now, I'm pissed. No, that doesn't work either. Why doesn't this work? Is it because, oh, is this because app can be undefined? Oh, I think I see it now. So off. Yeah, so app might not be there. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is a typing issue. So what I think happens here, let's move back. Because like the actual typing for app is that it might be undefined. That's why we do this thing. Yeah, so we can actually test this. So if we say that we always have the app, if it now works, then that's the problem. No, that's not the problem. Then what the hell is the problem? Why aren't I getting any assistance here? What's the difference between this thing and this thing? It's this thing. But even if I say I have it, it still doesn't work. Expected. Oh, TypeScript. Oh, I thought we had it now. Like every single time I try to do something with this API. Yeah, I have no idea why that typing becomes undefined. Okay, so what if I do const app state equals can I do that? And there it fails again. This must be a TypeScript bug. It's possibly undefined. How can it be undefined? Is it because I have it up here as well? Oh, sorry, it's the matches thing, of course. Okay, so it seems when it goes through a matches, which can be undefined, then everything can be undefined. Maybe that's intentional by TypeScript. So since this might be undefined, this automatically also becomes undefined. So we're back at typing issues again. Like this API doesn't really work. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sick and tired of this. Like this has put me into such a mental block. Like I haven't been able to go on Discord for like over a week because I just can't move on until this is fixed. I don't want to think about anything else because that would just stress me out like crazy. I really pushed myself into a corner with this one. So annoying. Okay, so this API doesn't work in terms of typing. So we have to come up with something else. But what if I do like Like nothing works here. That's why I think it's a bug, because even if I question the return type here, then we should be able to get more help. But we aren't getting more help there. Because, yeah, I don't know. What does it say here? Does not exist on type never. Why is, oh, that's also interesting. It says never. It doesn't say. Why does it say never? So nothing to do with that. Why the hell does it say never? Maybe there's some other typing issue that's I've seen that happen sometimes. Like you get these weird errors, and then suddenly it's just related to some crazy stuff. Like there's a typing error somewhere. Oh, look at this. Yeah, exactly. Maybe this is it. We just jumped into the wrong thing. Let's see, add backlog item. Plan next week. Navigated. Why is this yelling? Type is not the same as the type void home ever. Oh. Why? Plan next week navigated. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because we were refactoring a bunch of stuff without actually checking the typing, because the type fetcher wasn't working. Well, it still isn't working though. Yeah, we got the same weird typing here. It still ain't working. And again, I think it's because this is matches might be undefined. So if we remove matches here, we just do state.app, and we'll just say, for the sake of typing, we always have the app there. No, it still doesn't work. Okay, that's kind of a relief. Okay, let's just keep this. We have at least amount of weirdness going on. So why is there a difference? What if I were to send authenticated? This works, but as soon as I point into some other state machine and I try to send something, then it stops working. As if there's something weird about this typing. This is extremely weird. Why does this thing not work? What are you complaining about now? Oh, there we go. Why the hell is this saying undefined? How can we test this? How can we test this? So current. There must be some kind of thinking. Okay, let's look at, okay, so if I do state send, what does this typing look like? Okay, that's great. App, send. That's great. Yeah, and here is C, never, it says. Why? Why the hell does it say never? I don't understand this. It's as if... Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Current T? Wait a minute. This is wrong. Oh, wait, this is wrong. This should be this. Yeah. I believe that's the thing. And matches should be... That should be this thing. That should be this. Okay, let's try this. Do I have a nested machine here? Oh, I don't think I have a nested machine there. Oh, did it give errors? The expression is not each member of the union type. Oh, okay. Oh, here it is, of course. Sorry, it's my bad. We're saying the type. Oh, that's why it worked on some of them, because some of the types were the same names, I think, as the states. So here we have a type, and we can't say that the type should be on T. That makes absolutely no sense. So this should just be... This should just continue like this. That's the issue. Okay, it was my bad. It typically is my bad. Run commit. Because now this one is happy, right? Yeah. A bug fix. Typing issue with state machines. Again, we have to deploy that. Okay, but as we're waiting for that, what was it supposed to be here? This should be home navigated. I think, yeah, matches. Oh yeah, then we need to remove. Where was it? Auth. Here it is. App machine isn't necessarily there. Okay, cool. I think we're back at it. So let's see. Yeah, Travis is working. Let's wait for Travis and just check that it works. But let's write out. So now we have to check if it actually matches show. So we're sending added, and then we check, is it now in a showing state, which means that we can wait. And then we can send, what did we call it? Expired. Yes, let's see. And then we have this thing, backlog updated, and it just wants backlog items like that. And then it send days updated. And then we're just going to pass the days. So we're really cleaning up our logic here now. And then we have toggle set backlog item weekday. Yeah. State matches authenticated. No, I don't think we care about this. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. This was passing it to the server. Yeah, toggle backlog item weekday. I only want to allow this when we're authenticated. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think this is when we... Does anything work here now? Yeah. I think this is when we are actually in here somewhere, I think. Wasn't it that? Toggle backlog item weekday. Or was that when we were actually adding something? No, this is of course here. Should probably be a bit more explicit about these things. Anyways, let's see. Change description. Send description changed. Active weekdays updated. Is that the thing we wrote? No, weekday. No, what did we call it? Changed. So this is pretty cool. Like, we're pointing to our state, we're checking, are we authenticated? Are we on add backlog item? Tell it to change the active weekdays. And we don't care. Like, that's what we're trying to do. And then if the machine is ready to deal with that, it does. If not, it just ignores it. So this is pretty good. Cool. Set selection. So we should do something similar like this, I think. Selection. Yeah, that's the selection. Do we have something called selection changed? What's the selection? Oh, don't we have anything for that? Current selection. No, that's the thing we're missing actually. Okay. Type selection changed. And data would be, do we just call it selection? Yeah. And then selection changed. And we are only going to if state current does not equal adding, then we're going to say state current selection equals selection. Yes, and then we have to make sure that oh, current selection is always there. Why is it complaining? Oh, current selection. Oh. Yeah, because like going here and changing between these, that, oops. That should only be allowed. Like you shouldn't be able to change that when you're adding. But in any other state, you should be allowed to do that. Selection changed. Selection. So this is nice. You can remove all this stuff. And now it's getting interesting. So, if state matches authenticated app matches add backlog item send adding. What do we have here? Oh yeah. Add backlog item send adding. Yeah. And then we have to check if it's actually adding. Oh, weird. Here we got here we got the typing. What? Oh yeah, exactly, because they are the same. That's what I talked about. Like if the event pass to send and the actual transition state is the same, then it was actually working. That's the thing. So let's see. So we want to go and grab. Yeah. So this is where I guess it's kind of. Yeah, because now we basically know. We know that we have that we are authenticated. Like we know everything's good there. We know we have authenticated add backlog item, and then we want to go and grab some state related to that, but we can't really do that. So to like effectively access this state, we would have to kind of create variables of all of this, which is perfectly okay, I think. So we could say auth state matches authenticated, and then I guess, do we point to app here? Oh, we only want to add backlog item. Add backlog item state. And then app.matches add backlog item. Okay, so basically what we're doing is we're grabbing that thing, and then we can say if and oh, yes. Oh, we also, let's auth state, const auth state. That's interesting. So if we have off, yeah, so this is like, again, I'm refactoring here, so it gets a little bit more confusing. That's always the way it is, but still, it's kind of, maybe it is better to just, let's move this back to the way it was. It was way more expressive. So let's see here. Okay, so we have to actually just go in and do the same thing again. Matches, authenticated. Oh, but yeah, but we don't know. This is, oh, god damn it. This is really annoying. This is super annoying. So it looks really nice. Everything here is really nicely put together. But when we actually want to access some state, then it gets, this API is a little bit tricky. Because we do know that we have all these states now, but we don't have any way for the typing to understand that, okay, this is what we actually have. So what I would have to do here, I could do like something like this. I can even do like this. We didn't have to do state app, because I know we have it, right? Oh, did it understand that automatically? No, oh, of course. So I can do that. I know I have the profile. And add backlog item. Where did that come from? Oh, that's a little bit scary. So state app, add backlog item, description. So I know, yeah. I don't like using this because it does indicate there's something, like the way you write the code. There's something that TypeScript should be able to infer, which it doesn't infer. And the only way to make TypeScript infer that you actually have access to these states is that we would split it up. But that makes it less explicit what we're kind of doing. Okay, let's take a look at it again. So we want to know if we are authenticated. Which means we will do matches authenticated, right? And then we want to add backlog item state, and that means auth state if we have it. Go to the app and check if it matches add backlog item. And if it does, we want add backlog item. Okay, and then we would say if we have auth state, if we have add backlog item state, and we successfully transition. Oh, it didn't look so bad. Yeah, that's better. So it should be add backlog item, should be add backlog item state. And then this should be auth state. So now it knows that we actually have a profile and we have the current description. Oh yeah, this looks nice. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, add backlog item state, add backlog item state, add backlog item state, backlog item state, add backlog items. Oh yeah, here we're transitioning, so that we need to refactor this. Anyways, so we go in, we check, we go and grab, because we want actually access to this state. We go and grab it, we check that it's the correct state. We do our little stuff async, and then we want to transition here. Let's see. If send invalid. Oh yeah, we want to reset. Let's see, do we have any kind of event? Do we have like, we have add rejected? I think we need add resolved as well. Add rejected, and then type add resolved. And I don't think we need any data there. Let's see. Add resolved. What we basically want to do is what we're already doing inside here. So we want to set this stuff. State active weekdays, state current selection. Oops. Oops. Oh shit. I made havoc in my code. There we go. So we want to reset that stuff. So we want to say add resolve. We don't have a second thing there. We also want to reset the description, so let's do that. So we don't have to do that. And then we want to see if we actually match. Yeah, so let's, okay, we have a new version now. Let's try adding the new version. Let's see, I guess I have to, or I can just do this. Overmind next. And overmind React next. Oop. Yeah, so we want to, yeah, this is also interesting. We want to transition back to home. So this is also something we can now do here. If it's, then we just say, oh, yeah, this is interesting. Because every state machine is isolated now. Like with X-state, for example, if you had nested state machines, you would be able to like point to its parent and send messages to its parent. Which I find like it's so decoupled. You don't really like, you don't get any type safety on that. You kind of just I don't like it. I don't like having an event system in a nested structure. So you pass, like you can like if you remember AngularJS, they had this, and it was quite frowned upon. You had these controllers, nested controllers, and then you could emit, and then you had this, what did they call it? Scope? Yeah, they called it the scope, or the context. Well, it's the same thing. Scope and context is the same thing. So all the controllers that were kind of nested into each other was part of the same scope. And then like a parent scope or controller could then emit an event which went down the tree, right? So it went down to all its nested nested controllers, and then from a nested controller you could broadcast. I think it might be the other way around, but anyways, you could broadcast up the tree if you wanted to do that, which seems like a good idea, but it becomes so decoupled. And so you don't really know if the event is going to be handled, and you put information in a nested controller. We shouldn't care about like a parent controller. So yeah. So this is quite interesting. Let's write the logic here first. So, and it matches. Yeah, now we have matches here. Yeah, now it's working. And if it's, we shouldn't have invalid. It should, I guess we should call it, let's see, what do we call this? Do we have, yeah, off state. Maybe we should call this like idle or something. It's so weird to call it invalid or initial. Yeah, let's change that. So instead of invalid, initial. Yeah, initial. Let's see. Oh yeah, what am I building? We're actually, like, all of this started out building an app. I built this week planner app for my girlfriend and me. I won't go into details, but it's like a mobile app. And then I wanted to build that on the web, basically to work in Codesandbox, where I work, just to kind of feel the pain of stuff not working there and stuff like that. And also actually fixing this mobile app, because like working with Flutter and a native environment is just hell. Every time I update dependencies, everything crashes and I'm sick and tired of it. So I want it on the web instead. And on top of that, we're also using Overmind, which is a state management library I work on, which we were supposed to just use it. But then Overmind has state machines, but the API of state machines isn't based on actual usage. It's theoretical. So we started exploring, like, how would these state machines actually work in an application, and also these state machines should be able to be nested and stuff like that. So the last few sessions has really been about that state machine API, finding a good way, finding a good fit for it in the context of Overmind. Yeah, and hopefully we're kind of done with that, so we can continue building the actual app. Because this has taken way too many sessions. Let's see. Where were we? Initial. Is any of these? Oops. Initial. Okay. So we're calling it initial instead. And then if we actually had our add resolved, which means we move to initial, then we show a notification, which is a side effect of moving back to initial. And we want to navigate to home, which also is a side effect. And then you could argue this should be part of the state machine API. But then we get into the whole thing I talked about with events, that suddenly these state machines can start sending messages up and down the tree. And that's something I'm very reluctant to do because of my experience with AngularJS. I don't think event-driven systems, like, I like the decoupledness of event-driven systems, but they're very difficult to handle, like make them work together when all the events depend on each other. Like every single event you fire is part of some piece of logic. Then it's super difficult to make sure that events are triggered at the correct time, that they are actually passed to the correct thing, and so on and so on. So in this case, we're not going to do that, and it's more of a, in this situation where we have a nested state machine moves into a specific state and we want some other state machine to react as a side effect of this, we do that right in here. That's the way it's going to be for now. And then add rejected, and then we just pass the error message. Oh, this is interesting. Current description. Yeah, because we didn't change the description anywhere. Yeah, so we don't actually have to do anything about that. Okay, error.message. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we don't need this current description anymore. Nice. Okay, so to summarize, this is definitely the cleanest API we've gone through, and we've gone through a ton of iterations now. Basically, all the actions, all they really care about is sending information to the state machines about what is happening inside this action. And they check whenever they send events and they want to do some side effect related to that event, it can check. So in this case, we're sending in, okay, we were authenticated. The outside world said we're authenticated with this user and this profile. Now, if the machine actually transitioned into authenticated, we want to run these side effects. All right. And if something went wrong here, we want to say to the machine that, oh, from the outside world, we just got unauthenticated. And if we actually moved into an unauthenticated state, run this side effect. Yes. And the point is, as I talked about several times, the reason we do this is that we don't explicitly tell a state machine to move into a specific state, because that's what state machines do. They are kind of like a filter for the outside world, where you just push information to them, and then they have the logic to deal with that event based on its current state. So, for example, authenticated, the only way we can move to an authenticated state is if we are currently authenticating. That's the only way to get there. That is when we actually set the profile, we set the user, we create our nested app machine, and then we return, okay, move to authenticated now. So that's basically mapping events to specific states. And this is basically, yeah, so I try to think about conceptually what these state machines do. And they, I wonder what happened to, oh, maybe in our components. Yeah, we have to refactor our component. Yeah, I think we can do that, refactor our components as well. Let's see, root state. This should be good. App. We haven't changed anything. We haven't changed the actual states, I think. I wonder what this linting error is. Was used before it was defined? I find that really weird. Anyways. We don't really edit current week. There should be some errors here. Home. Calendar icon. Yeah, we don't care about that. I wonder why we can't see the... Why can't we see the thingy here? Let's see. Let's fire up the DevTools. MPX overmine DevTools next. I wonder. But yeah, in terms of the state machine API now, I think this is the way we put it into Overmine. Because what we are able to do now is we put the right type of logic into our state machine, which is basically some outside event happened. Based on the current state of the machine, this is what you're going to do. These are the state changes you're going to make, and then you can return what is the new state of the machine. And then from the outside world, we basically just tell it what happens. And whenever we want to run some kind of side effect, that side effect being like some random effect or transitioning some other machine or like giving information to some other machine, it's we do it like this. We just say, this happened in outside world. Did you actually move to a state where I should run these effects now? Yup, yup, yup. That's it. This is how it should work. What did we? Yeah, we fired up the dev tools. Let's see what the hell is happening here. Then we're authenticated. We move in here. Aren't we getting anything? On weekdays update. Oh, on backlog. Okay, so we have, okay, it's on weekdays update. That's empty. Oh, I think I know. Because we don't have any active weekdays now. And for some reason this is collapsing. I guess this is more of a bug than anything else. Because now we have our backlog item. Days by profile UID. Yeah, so we don't have any days. Yeah, exactly. Which I find interesting. Anyways, I consider this a bug in our app, so we can actually take a look at this later. Okay, cool. But what we're going to do now, this is going to be the API. We got that last typing error fixed. And what we can do is, like, I can introduce this strict mode again. And I think I'll do that. But I can do that on my own, and I'll update the documentation. Yes, I'll update the documentation, and then we are ready to move on with Overmind. Yes, and then we'll have a release. We'll have a release, well, during this week sometime. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so this stuff is working. Nice. Can update this. This is nice. This is super nice. Okay. Great. I guess that's it. Thanks for following along. Finally, it has. I was a little bit worried there with the typing, but it made sense. So that's great. That's really, really great. Yes, it is. Cool. Let's see. Bye for now.